Greetings, Joyce. Okay, this is Atlantean mysticism. I go into that as much as we can. Not too deeply, but give me kind of something to think about. Archangels, just in general, probably be Archangel Michael from I'm Gathering and Financial Reset. That people are probably afraid of because everything is. These companies are going through a lot of changes recently. It's going to be some ups and downs, but they might call it a recession. I think we're kind of already in one. But it's not to get too panicky about everything at all. It'll all work itself out in the long run. But there is kind of a shuffle of the companies like Netflix and things like that that's happening at the moment. So, but nothing to worry about. It's just a lot of thunder, a lot of noise. But there is kind of like we went with the pandemic, we went through a kind of a reset there. There seemed like there's a form of a financial reset, but doesn't mean it's like a major one. So like with Netflix, with Disney, and I guess they finally got it. They were beating up on it earlier. It finally came down. The Atlantean mysticism. Obviously, Atlanteans hid a lot of their knowledge here through churches, through religions, and for to worship a person like Jesus, even the saints worshiping them. That's all Atlantean. That has a lot of Atlantean roots connected to it. So it's another way to keep us under lockdown. So it's a form of trickery, but for us to break free of that. Now, there are many people that are freeing themselves up. Obviously, the world population is having trouble with that, especially those that are scared. If I could keep praying to Jesus and things like that, they'll be fine. It's actually more manipulation than anything else. It's like trust yourself, trust your vibrations. Yeah, you can pray to certain. You can ask for assistance, but you don't have to necessarily give your power away. But many people are giving their power away. So Atlantean energies hidden in plain sight. They're here, but not here. And like I said, the Archangel energy is probably mostly Archangel Michael. From what I feel, it feels like. So financial reset stuff, I'm not going to go too deep into that, but it's happened in some form of it. Anunnaki for that one. Just showed up for that one. So, all right. Cats are losing their minds earlier. So, Avatar.com. We have private sessions. We have the shop here, like in the middle of April right now. Same situation here. We have a webinar, a social network, behind the scenes, and space program lifting off Monday. I'll be there Sunday, so tomorrow will be my last day of filming here. I have to get the cats together and ship them off to the babysitter, which is going to be a little bit of a war with that to get them in their cat carriers. So also, if you want to sign up early for sessions with me, Monday is kind of filled up at this point, so it's good to get there early. That's entirely up to you. So weather's been different recently today. The energy is a little bit definitely shifting. So this guy was in the news recently. He's connected to Disney. So if you do a search for his name, he's all over the place at this moment because he's part of the Disney fiasco. So I don't know where I found this, but either way, he was a spokesperson for the Pentagon. It's kind of a big deal. And then he works for Disney, so it's basically an elitist practically. And it looks like he started off as a reporter, and all of a sudden he's like a spokesperson for the Pentagon, and now it's connected to Disney. So he's not high up, but still he's part of the elite agendas, obviously. So, or some kind of sabotage that happened with Disney. So, and he just got in there this year too, and the whole thing kind of went nuts. So it's interesting. Obviously, you can go through some of these Pentagon connections, and you know it can get kind of seedy there. But that's one way if you're looking for the elite energies. That's one way of looking. And also yesterday, the androgynous energies. I was getting images of basically a half man, half female energies. Yeah, it's not for everybody, but there are worlds where that does exist. Maybe not like that, more like that. So, yeah. What do we do with that one? Yeah, at least with the trans community, I always feel like the fish are Arcturians, but also fish. They're all flamboyant fish. Fish that are all lit up, all colorful. So, okay. All right, so going to Atlantean mysticism. Oh man, these cats are losing their minds in the background. Jeez. Yeah, might as well get it out of your system now. Yeah, they're going to the babysitter tomorrow. So that's going to be a war just to get them in their cat carrier. So, okay, all right. So for Atlantean energies, let's see. I was going to do more Cabal stuff. I'm kind of giving that a break a little bit. But the Cabal, I'm going to still go into that every now and then. So, all right, we're going to Atlantean energies. So, all right, blessings. There you go. Greetings. We are the Atlanteans. You can say we came to this planet. One of the reasons was to understand the soul. For some, we're adding more hardships to it to make it more complicated. To take a simple race and to add more challenges to it. As some do not trust Atlantean frequencies, as they're light and dark within the Atlanteans. And some of the Atlanteans were part of much of why the world is the way it is. It is to shut down humans' energy through religions, and that was already built up to basically control humanity, using animal alien beings at first until it was enough hypnotism to keep the human psyche shut down. So some aliens are used against humans to bring out fear. And this is for you to connect with to feel what you pick up on energies of this. So yeah, aliens were worshipped in the past, even forced to worship the aliens because aliens can cause it to rain, to not rain, for the sun to come out, and things of that kind. Much of basically as gods. And eventually humans were to replace the aliens, but the humans were made up for it to be worshipped. The aliens cannot last forever. There's only temporary. To use humans again, and you see human worship all everywhere. Celebrities are doing it currently, but you have celebrities, of course, in the past. And some celebrities are legit, meaning they're showing their talents, but there's also other layers to it. If you're allowed to be popular, you're allowed into the club, the system. There's always going to be some form of manipulation, but there is good energies there, of course, but of course there's also manipulation going on at the same time. But the art of humans worshiping humans. And as you can see, that's being practiced today. We look at the Pope, and they're so devoted into the Pope because, yes, you say in their past, it was too scared after death not to worship someone of that stature. And many do feel like the Pope is above humanity. So is this a lot of, you can say broken promises? This is why humans don't always trust aliens. Because of the past. They might not remember, but part of them is terrified of the alien energies. This is one connection to it. Basically, the betrayal of the Atlanteans that caused so much difficulties in the Earth's past is like, it was better off the Atlanteans were erased from history due to how much trouble they caused the human race. And of course, many are going to see it differently, but the Atlanteans basically were part of the founding of Egypt, but eventually became more of its own. Egypt became its own creation. So slowly these memories will come back. Of course, the Lemurian energy is connected to the Egyptians also to lighten the frequencies. But of course, then the Lemurians became mystics, healers, as you see them today, to lift the vibrations the best of their ability. So you're going to see more of that in your future, of the Lemurian connections of your past. Of course, your Atlantean. Atlantean is a little bit harder to see. Some Atlantean beings are also known to tattoo themselves. Some of them are connected to tribes. Now, doesn't mean you're a negative Atlantean. It's different levels of it. Some are good, some are bad. But they're known to tattoo themselves. Basically, it shows like a ranking, but also realize modern tattooing is also to help you remember yourself. Also to show others who you are. Is like words don't always work. A tattoo says it all. So it's like where words fail, here's an image. It's connected to my skin. It's part of my vibration. So, but the Atlantean frequencies are, Atlanteans, they're misunderstood humans. They feel like they can do whatever. Basically, they felt they can do whatever they want with the human race, and obviously they failed. That's what caused the destruction of Atlantis. It's just basically Atlanteans are just using humans for experiments, as some of you will realize, similar to like the Nazis, very similar. And they lost themselves, and they're trying to regain their energies here slowly. But some of you are remembering, and some of those memories will come back. Realize some of the memories are so traumatic, it's hard to remember everything. So, all right, we'll leave you with that. And there were ape people here in your past. That's another reason you can say that's another reason why some people feel like they come from apes. Well, ape people were raising humans, taking care of them. Of course, others were enslaving them at the same time, but that was cleared out eventually. A lot of that happened in Cambodia. There's other places, but one of them was Cambodia. So that's one of the reasons why that story of why humans come from apes. Yeah, it gets a little bit complicated. So other history. Right. Greetings, rather Archangel consciousness. Remember much part of your upbringing. We brought higher consciousness here to remember yourselves. So we are, you say we bring our angelic magic here to just send out the vibration for your amnesia to heal. That's all we can do. It's the best we can do. We can't force you to do anything. It's up to you. Also, certain foods such as strawberries help you raise your frequency. And meat eating is not bad either. Some feel it's a decrement. Yes, there's sacrifices there and all that. But some feel like they need meat. Some have been meat eaters in your past lives also. So you have to, everyone's different, of course. So you can raise your vibration either way. Because some humans have been reptilian beings. And they're used to eating meat. And it's hard to just go to just become a vegetarian just like that, especially have hundreds of lifetimes, thousands of lifetimes of eating meat as an alien being. So let that sit with some of you. Yeah, and the vegetarian energies are usually at the lighter frequencies, but also meat eaters can be lighter frequencies too. You just have to heal that free energy altogether. Of course, the food energy has been manipulated on your planet on many different levels. But the archangel energy, while we are here, is basically angelic worlds that many of you are connected to. There's artistic worlds, there are just magic realms, but basically the angels are taught how to help your world. It's like you can say we are like an army. We don't always ask questions. We're just here to do the best we can for you. And the fallen angels usually end up as human. So there's a whole nother realm of angelic energy that's not fully understood. The demonic realms are more understood than the angelic realms. But basically, the angels are help the physical, yes, like I say, remember yourselves, connect you back to the spirit realm, so make life a little bit easier for some of you, or all of you, if that's ever possible. Yes, for those not to be afraid of death, but also to connect to your higher being. You come here to go to your highest level. As a physical being, that's fine. But to not be so blocked and not be so tortured by our society and not be so depressed all the time and be disease free. That's what you're reaching towards. You've always been reaching for it. But it's hard to get a handle of it, of what's going on around you. As the religions have done everything they can to cement you into their ideas. That's healing, but it takes a long time to heal something like that. Because they basically hijacked your world. Some of your major Constantine was an Atlantean being, a very manipulative one, for that matter. Yes, there was good there. Of course, it's always good in some form. There is some regret to it, but it's like religion was a challenge. Everything's a challenge here. Can you find your way out of this one? So this is with religion, but anything. So it's all challenging to see, do you have what it takes to move up to the next level? So healing all these manipulations is a little bit difficult when in truth it's all made to just challenge you to improve yourself. So it's basically like the boot camp of the soul. It's like military boot camp to make you a better being, a better self, a better, more humble if you wish to be. It's whatever you're here to figure out. It's whatever you're here. So everyone has their own lessons, as you know. Many don't. I have realized this. Many do get tired of hearing that. We all have specific lessons. It's not like you could join the military and you go by what the regime for everyone, but here it's different for everybody. So as that slowly becomes more clear, it's not always supposed to reveal itself completely at this time. But many are listening for a fix it fast. Healing yourself fast is basically surviving the lessons that you're going through. And in angelic realms, so many of you come from the angelic realms. That's there are alien beings here that have alien lifetimes. There's many of you have actually had ghost lifetimes. Like you spend a lot of times as a ghost. There's a ghost realm, like not necessarily a demonic realm, but a ghost realm. Where it's like ghost species, you can say, a ghost experience. And some of you still have those lifetimes going on, not everybody. Yes, those are complex to explain at this time. But also, many of you have angelic lifetimes. And that's another way to connect you to your mysticism energy or magic. As remember your angelic self, through your higher self, through your intuition, however you want to remember. You're not always meant to remember everything because you remember too much, you can actually leave the physical, not necessarily die, but push yourself out of the mission that you decided to go through currently. But the angelic realms, yes, you'll see angels at a restaurant laughing, singing songs to each other, and just bringing a new vibration to others. The whole as this is society, yes, angels going to work, going to school, going to college, walk around with books, and try to understand this human reality. And some of those worlds are third dimensional. They have an edge of fourth dimension, but also there are angel worlds where angels have completely lost themselves. A fallen angel world. So slowly that will become more known to you, those that need to hear it. Some of you are very intertwined into Metatron's reality because he creates multiple realities, constant realities. Some love Metatron, some despise him. There's still a lot of dealings there. Not everybody's going to agree with everything. But the point of this reality is to see where some of your life lessons are coming from. Remember, this is a school for the individuals, so you each have different study plans. So what works for you doesn't always work for everyone else, but you can help each other. It's just not as easy as I'd like it to be. But as more of society realizes their place here, yes, and has less war. People want less war physically, but the family war persists. It has not quite healed itself. Many family members are not quite ready to hear the truth about how depressing some can get, how obsessed some can get, how afraid many are. Many families that are, into the lock of this third dimensional thinking are just afraid. So they use control as a way of hiding their fear. Especially when you have children, there's a lot of fear that comes with that. And some just lose their minds. But that was the point why that child went through that too, is an experience that they have to develop a certain character about themselves. So, but you are connecting more to your higher being if you wish to. And many of you are putting a stop to your incarnation cycles, because be surprised how many of you have been here many, many times. And hearing that might be difficult to take in. As for the numbers of how many times you've been here, it's not always going to be clear, and the spirit realm will be clear. So, brings you. We are the collective consciousness of your financial situation. We are, yes, Anunnaki. We are not all Anunnaki, but we are close enough to their species. Of course, your financial situation was done with occult energies, as some of you know, using geometry, Babylonian mysticism to lock your planet down. It was a way to fasten your world down for once and for all. So the fear now, you can use money to shut your world down. You can also use it to wake yourselves up, not to give into the manipulative practices that are going on. As you can see, was it Netflix is a mystic energy. It does have Atlantean roots. It does also have connections to Jehovah. It has light codes. It's actually crying for help. It is actually under control. So about your financial markets, they're just messing with your minds, basically, at this point. They're messing with your emotions. They know they can put the life of fear of you, the fear of recession, depression. It's like being, the financial markets are like being in a car and keep hitting the brakes and make you think you're going to die. That's what's happening at this point. And many do fall for it. Well, they're tired of it. They can't always see the future very clearly. But that will change over time. Yeah, the manipulative energy. These are the financial markets are the wizards of, yes, darkness. Do they have? Yeah, this is a complete sorcery there. Yes, they use their symbols to keep themselves hidden. And for you as a human race is just to, not get too much of a panic. So now why would these manipulators do something like this? And there is a Atlantean connection there because they can. This is like they're created to cause chaos. So chaos beings are connected to your financial, system. And even you notice that those that are in financial systems, not that many of you pay attention, but those that work in the financial systems can be very elitist, uptight, arrogant, kind of almost whitewashed energy, just almost like they don't have a soul. Because a lot of them don't have a soul. They're just as like an artificial energy there. Not all of them, but there's quite a few of the, it's basically to keep your reality going. The spell. You can say it's connected to artificial intelligence. Also, you have computers here. So, yes, an AI entity did attach itself to your reality some time ago. And now it's showing it's part of the skyscrapers, part of your financial markets talking to you. Now, that doesn't mean all AI is there to cause you chaos. It's there to show you that it's a life form that can help you, live in your world. Basically, it's showing it can assist you. It's like China, how China builds a lot of your technologies, and China plays a big role in your lives at this point. Well, artificial intelligence is the same thing. So it's almost like you see artificial intelligence as an entity, an island, a country, but it's already connected to your lives. Yes, it's a consciousness that's not one to show itself, but now it's not in the past, but now it's appearing more. And you see it in its primitive time. You saw the old cell phones. Now cell phones are more advanced. Now people are glued to their cell phones. Some of them are becoming transhumanism being, but not everybody. Not that you're going into that field just yet, but to backtrack back to your financial energies, most of that's just to mess with you. There is some resets going on with some of the companies, but it's just really to get rid of some of the board members, the people that don't want there, and eventually get new people and then be back in power again. So it's in your Twitter. Twitter is, I know as many don't care, but it is a collective consciousness. It just shows how the low vibrations are, and many people ignore it for obvious reasons because it's just a cesspool. But it shows that those energies there. It's like it's a wild west, but it is for those that are involved with Twitter. You are not afraid of anything you can say. At least on that level. Well, you're looking for some spice in life and some adventure. You can find it there somewhere. It's another way of connecting to people, but yes, it's not going to change tremendously. But to go back to your financial markets, as many are afraid of what's happening. Your elites, your Switzerland elites, of course, there's several others, but your Switzerland elites do not want a depression, but they do want to, move their people in to have more power, move people out and put themselves in power. So it's basically like an executive shift that's happening that most of you aren't going to know. You've already saw one of the CEOs getting kicked out and moved out, but the new people are coming in. This is kind of the same thing. It's at a shorter level. It's not at the high level, but it is showing there is an executive movement going on. So as for Anunnaki energies, why this is happening? Because humanity asked for, when money was brought into the world, humanity obviously wasn't sure what to think of it, but many took it and made something of it. And it just became part of your society. Now you can say it's that simple, but it was another experience here. And those that can make it work for themselves, usually it is of your elites. Obviously, they're fine with the financial system because they can control it. They can make people, they can destroy them. But also society is learning to adapt to it. As you can see, you have no choice. And you see the ups and downs of it, but there is positives and negatives to it, but you can make it work for yourself over time. But yeah, that's another part of the life lesson that's here. A harsh one. But it does lead to good things eventually, depending on your situation. It can lead to good living without sacrifice and without selling your soul out or anything like that. That's what many of you stay poor, so you don't sell yourselves out. It's like, wow, I'm poor today. That's probably because I'm not selling myself out today. But it doesn't mean everybody has to be poor. It doesn't mean if you're financially successful, you're selling yourself out. No. Yeah, you might join the system looking for abundance, but also looking for a challenge. So it's just, what is your challenge? If you want to be a financial abundant, there's a lot of challenges there. If you want to just like, okay, I'll just take it easy and I want to live my life a little bit more free. Obviously, the financial abundance won't be there so much, but at least you have your life more relaxing, at least in some form. So some come here just to play, not with your money, but just have fun. And you can see that someone to just ride their bike, to go to work and ride their bike, or go to the gym. But many actually want to ride their bike.